Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today on the table we have the Team Kagama 4. So today what I'm going to do is change the pinion gear and change the receiver box out so you can help the truck a little bit, give it a little bit more power. These tires definitely give it a good grip and slip. It doesn't balloon as much, but it definitely gives you good performance on the grass the way I ran it the last time. It took the jumps really well. I turned the punch up one notch from 3 to 4. The highest would be 5. I did bump the BEC up on the to get the receiver a little bit more power, and like I said, just do a little adjustments at a time and just see how it performs. But definitely after the first run video, definitely had a great time with it. Can't wait to get back out there and run it. It's raining now, so might be a day or two before I take it back out. But I definitely want to just do a little bit of work on it while I have some downtime. Again, change the pinion, change the receiver out. All right, let's get into the video. All right, so let's get into the receiver box first. So it looks like there'll be 4 screws here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Possibly going to remove the servo horn just so I have extra clearance to remove the receiver box cover. Go ahead and remove the servo horn first. All right, now that is out of the way. I have complete access to it now. If I want to change the servo as well, I'd pretty much start off doing the same thing as well. I mean, later on, I think I'll just be like, as any enthusiast, change stuff up. But I like to try to run the vehicles as close to stock as possible so you see what you get, for completely out the box, in case somebody just wants to run it the way it is and not invest in extra money. Because, sometimes you'll get a car. I mean, the roller is probably the best part about it. Electronics is just something they kind of put in there. And next thing you know, you went from a $300 roller to a $800 vehicle. So it all depends. Some people like to do it that way. Some people just like to buy the vehicle and run it the way it is. Maybe change the radio, simple thing like that, but keep the power system in there. So all depends on how you enjoy your RC, guys. There you go. 4 screws, receiver box comes out. And then you have the receiver down in there. I'm going to go ahead and pop the receiver out and put my new receiver in. I thought the receiver was double-sided tape down. It's not. It just lays in there. Again, it doesn't really matter at that point, also because it doesn't have ABC on it or like stability control, so it doesn't need to be secured. So as you can see, there we go. 2 wires. Make sure you have the wires in the right orientation. You can see here, channel 1 is always steering. Channel 2 is always for the motor and ESC. 1 to turn, 2 to burn. Okay. So let's go ahead. Be gentle when you're unplugging it. I'm gonna pull the wires out. Boom, and this is it, guys. And this is removing the receiver from the Team Corrali. Okay, I'm gonna be putting in my receiver in there. Gonna be a little radio link receiver, the R6FG V3 with a gyro in it, and be the same thing. So if you wasn't sure, you just kind of keep in mind which wire it came from which. But honestly, I didn't really pay attention, but I believe this will be 1. So with this facing like this, the pins always face up for the most part. So this will be 1. This will be 2. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get double-sided tape and secure. Another thing before I secured this receiver down, I want to make sure that I don't have to reverse the gyro on the receiver. Turn the power on. Another thing, I should have it off the ground, so I have a new servo in there. Or a new receiver, I should say. So that was a quick mistake of mine, guys. I should have had it in the air. That way it does not run off on you. All right. Okay, so now make sure everything turns properly. Okay. Turn this down. Turn a little, make sure it starts. All right. Now, right is right, left is left. ABC on. See, it is not going the correct way. So go ahead and reverse that really quickly. I think that should be good now. Let me turn it down a little bit. More so you can see it. All right, so now the gyro is going the appropriate way. All right. So that's pretty much it for that, guys. So now I will secure it down in there now. And then we are good to go. Boom. And that's all it is for changing out the receiver. Tuck the wires down. All right, and let's button this up and then we'll move on to changing the pinion gear. Also, once you're done with that, make sure you recalibrate your ESC. Again, how you recalibrate it, as you see in here, there's a black button right beneath the red one. So what you would do is, again, I should have this off the ground so you can see. So you hold the black set button while you power it on, keep holding it. Hear that? Hit the set button one time. Then you go full throttle, press it again. Then you go full brake, press it again. And you release. And that's pretty much it. It's going pretty much good to go now. Oh, and reverse. All right, and also remember I have to turn the brakes down. I could use my radio, or I could do it in the ESC as well. All right, so now we're moving on to trying to change the pinion gear. So I believe we may have to remove this top brace here and this cover. So to move the top brace, there's a little there's like a O-ring here over the slide. You slide out. So let me show it to you guys here in 1 second. If you guys can see right here, this little O-ring here above that, you slide it off. You usually slide it out. Both sides have one. This top brace to come out, and you see the screws here that we'll get to get to the cover. All right, so make sure you're really careful and not lose these little rubber bands. It could be a little tricky to put in there, put back in. Might be able to just do one and flip the other one, flip it over to the side here. So just do one of them. So like maybe to get away with that. And then these two covers, these two screws here. As a matter of fact, I don't think I have to do that because it looks like there's two screws here on the top. I didn't even see that. I didn't pay attention to that, but that's a pretty good touch by Team Corrali also. Save you from doing all that. So never mind, guys. I don't think we need to remove those two screws. Oops, I did drop that one. But that's an easy fix compared to losing that plastic. Yeah, so what you gotta do, guys, is just remove the screws through the provided holes that Team Corrali made for us. So I managed to get one of them out without dropping it. And then you're able to pretty much slide it out. Well, maybe remove the garb anyways, so you don't necessarily need to remove this, okay? So, have some grass in there still. All right, and there you go. Dig guys in so you take a look. And there you go, guys. These are 3 provided positions for the pinion gear. Let's go ahead and adjust that. All right, guys, so while we're here on the subject, I figure I'm gonna just keep going in depth with this vehicle, this video. So we'll go ahead and check the center diff as well while we're here. Check the fluids. So what you want to do is, I kind of started like, let me go ahead and do a video. So remove these 2 screws here, which would be for the GNS. Okay. Then the 2 screws in the front here, just undo those 2. You'll be able to lift up. Then just unplug your motor leads, and then again 2 screws back here, and this will be able to lift up as well, just like that. And then there's those 4 screws back there. Yeah, 1, 2, and then 2 in the front, 3, 4. So once you remove the GNS cover, you're able to lift and get to that screw back here. And once you do that, you should be able to get everything else out. Okay. Should be able to lift it out. So I can put the camera down so you guys can see. All right, I believe we should be able to lift that out of there. Oops. Keep all the screws together, guys. All right, so we got to. I'm not sure if there's more. Okay, it's just much longer of a screw. So that's pretty much it, guys. See that? This whole thing comes out. Okay. So again, hopefully you guys see exactly what I did. Seems pretty simple. Just gotta move a couple of things out the way, but it is definitely doable, guys. Put it off to the side just like that so you don't lose it. Okay. Nice, you have full access to the center diff. Okay, so I went ahead and took out 2 screws from beneath the motor mount on the bottom. So again, definitely apply some heat because it does have Loctite on it. Make it much easier to get this center diff out. Might have been me, but this is just how I'm going to do it. So let's go ahead, get that, and boom. Oop, and also that's pretty cool. They actually have little rubber washers in the output, so you don't get the clacking around. All right, let's put this aside real quick. All right, and this is the diff here. I should have I believe 100K fluid in it. Just go ahead and open it up and see if it has any fluids topped off. All right, so let's open it up. I'm pretty sure it has fluid in it because I could definitely feel the fluids in the diff, front and the rear. Like I said, the front definitely has a little bit more diff fluid than heavier weight fluid in the rear. I'll be a little surprised if it's empty, but I said while we're here, might as well check. All right, 4 screws, and let's see. Has some fluid in there. I'd probably top it off a little bit more. With 100K, it does have a gasket in there. So it does have some. Maybe just need to top them off. I mean, a little bit came out onto the chassis, but not a lot. But I think I'm gonna top it off just a little bit more, but it's not dry. Okay, you can see that there as well. Okay, so I will top that off. All right, so I stepped away and came back. So looking at it, so it seems like it is adequately filled from factory. Just like it looked like, everything was sitting on one side initially. So I would say these diffs are actually topped off quite well. I did not do anything to it. These diffs were filled properly. It just looked a little bit low when I first pulled it apart. I'm going to put it back together and put it back into the vehicle. So if anything, this is how you would check and maybe refill your center differential. All right, so let's move on to the motor. So while I'm here, I had my Spectrum system, the 2050 that comes out of the infraction, stuff like that. Let's just see if that mounts right up and maybe if it fits in there as well. I know for a lot of us, there's a lot of things that we may do, switch some things out. So while it's here, let's just go ahead and see if that system will fit in there. Okay, let's go ahead, remove these two screws and the pinion gear screw. You'll slide out and then adjust the motor mount. I'm gonna do that other setup first, and we'll go from there, guys. All right, so as you see, I have the stock 13-tooth pinion with the Spectrum motor onto the motor mount. These screws, the stock screws, did line up and it fit. I'm just going ahead and just put it back together to see how it look and see if it would actually sit in there without any issues. So the mesh is definitely good with it so far. Let's go ahead and see if everything fits in there. Check this out, guys. So I haven't buttoned everything else down yet, but you see now you can definitely fit this 6S system from the Armored brand in here. Again, I could go all the way and button it down, but I kind of want to continue testing with the stock system just to see how I run with the bigger pinion on it, and maybe, who knows, we'll do a different system later on, but this is definitely an option as well. Also have ESC to go just sitting here also. I actually have this going into a different project. I figured since it wasn't fully in the other car, I could just go ahead and just swap it in to see what it looks like. So this also is a possibility, guys. Run a 6S system in here as well. All right, so I moved the motor mount into the middle here. You can see this is actually a 16-tooth, I believe. I counted it, and then the mesh is pretty good compared to the 15. Was pretty much, there's a lot more slop to it. So I feel like the 16 will work out pretty good. So that's what I'm going to do with it, guys. Run a 16-tooth on it, and we will go from there. Again, I definitely see a 6S system and going in here. Just the fact I can see that it is doable. So maybe after I do another run with this vehicle, I may go ahead and run it with the that 6S system in it. All right, so let's go ahead and button it back up, and that'll pretty much be it on changing out the receiver, changing the gear, and checking the center diff while you at it. But as you can see, Team Corrali definitely filled the center diff while they were putting this vehicle together. All right, so you see everything is back in. It has the 16-tooth pinion in it. Now at this point, what you gotta do is just do the reverse, what you did to remove it, and you're pretty much back in business. So this video basically was changing the servo, changing the pinion gear, and checking your center diff. I'll do a separate video on checking the front and rear diffs just to keep this video a lot shorter. Stay tuned for that video coming up shortly. And as always, thanks for watching. Catch you guys on the next one.